My name is Liz and welcome back to another video. I'm here with Jefferson Patterson Park Museum and the Great Maryland Recipe Hunt, and this month we are talking all about cake. Now, I don't know if you know this, but baking soda wasn't commercially available until the mid-19th century. So before then, how did you get your baked goods to rise? Well, there were kind of roughly three options for what we call leavening, or getting stuff to rise. So your first one is, of course, yeast. Now, yeast wasn't available in our little nice dry packets like it is today. You had to go get yeast from a brewer if you needed to incorporate it into something. So you could go to the brewer and buy what they called barm and get yeast that way. You could get it, from your dough starters, or there was wild yeast. But using yeast in your baked desserts definitely affects the flavor, so that's not always an option that you want to go with. Now, the other way to get things to rise is what we call chemical leavening, and that is what baking soda and baking powder are. They're types of chemical leavenings. Now, in the late 1700s, early 1800s, we do see some early experimentation with chemical leavening. There's something called potash or pearl ash that people were experimenting with. It seems like it was coming out of maybe a Dutch tradition, baking with that in their gingerbread. One of the first written recipes we have using pearl ash is in the first printed American cookbook, American Cookery by Amelia Simmons, and that is 1797, I believe is the year on that. But it wasn't very popular and it wasn't very common. So your best option was what we call mechanical leavening. That means you're going to whip up your eggs as much as possible in order to get a lot of air incorporated. And so our cake today is a very simple seed cake that we're going to use that mechanical leavening in order to get it to rise. All right, so today's recipe is for a seed cake, and it's actually one of the oldest recipes we've done in these videos. It is from a handwritten personal cookbook of Catherine Cotton from 1698. And it is a very simple and easy cake. Now, this is actually a variation on a seed cake because I'm leaving out the seeds today. It calls for caraway seeds, which I actually don't like at all. Anything like caraway, anise, fennel, I skip all of it, thank you. So it's a seedless seed cake today. So I'm just starting off with separating my eggs here. Now, to get this cake to rise, like I said, we're going to need to get these egg whites super whisked up. Now, in colonial times, or in your 1600s, of course, we didn't have our good old KitchenAids in order to do that with. So we had to do it with our good old mechanical whisker. Hey, Jeff, you said you were going to be able to help me out here, right? I present to you my mechanical whisker. We're going to have to whip these egg whites up until they reach stiff peaks. So that could take 45 minutes of whisking. All right, so now that we have laboriously and without the use of modern technology whipped these egg whites up to stiff peaks, we now need to incorporate our egg yolks. And then we're going to add in our sugar. I've got just about a cup of sugar. And then the last thing to go in will be the flour. So after the eggs, we're going to beat these again. And after the sugar, we're going to beat it again just to try and get as much air incorporated in there. And then we'll add in the flour. Where you want to be very careful as you're adding in the flour. You just want to be very gentle. Make sure you are not beating it to get that air down. You don't want to beat this down. So very slowly and gently incorporate your flour. You just have to fold it in. All right, so my batter is all ready to go here. I'm going to pour this off into a pan. If you want to make this recipe yourself, I recommend maybe a springform pan or a 9-inch round cake tin. An 8-inch is just a little small for the amount of batter we have here. So it bakes off in about 350 oven for 35 to 45 minutes until you have a nice crust on the top of the cake. And through the magic of TV, we have one already done. So you can see it's got a nice firm crust on it. I then let it cool in the pan for a while before taking it out. And here we go. This is very much reminiscent of like an angel food cake. It's not quite as light, quite as airy, but it's in that family. It's really nice with some whipped cream and berries. Or if you're a fan of caraway seeds, go ahead and throw those in there to add a little more flavor to it. But that is it for today. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to check out next month's video, and don't forget to submit your recipes to the Great Maryland Recipe Hunt website. The link is below as always. See you next month.
Fiber.
Fiber! Everyone needs more fiber in their diet. There it is.